today. For me, it's day 6 of my surgery recovery from the AC joint repair. Um, I'm feeling really good for post surgery. Um, as far as my arm, I'm still not mobilizing it too much, but I have it in the sling, of course, as you can see, and then I also have this shoulder brace to just try and help stabilize and keep the shoulder from actually moving. That's the most important because the sling kind of emphasizes like your whole arm immobilization. But you mainly the worry is the repair site, which is that AC joint there. So as long as that stays, stable and as immobilized as much as possible, I believe that that will help support the healing process. But with that said, I'm also balancing the fine act of getting some motion in my arm to just prevent from having like a frozen shoulder after I'm out of the sling. So for me, it's just been a very positive couple days. I did some research saying that days like five, 6, and 7 are going to be the hardest. Yesterday, I did experience like a little bit of like pain, but like I just resorted back to the Tylenol that I've been taking, and I'm still only taking like one tablet, 500 milligram Tylenol at a time, or ibuprofen 200 milligram. But sometimes I'm even skipping doses depending on if the pain is really apparent or not. And today it really kind of hasn't. I kind of just take it with my meals just to stay ahead of it in case it does pop up. But yeah, I'm all rigged up now. This is just, I did go on the treadmill. So I walked for like 4 miles. I got a little bit of jogging in there, but with my arm bouncing around a little bit, it was a little bit painful. So I just kept to the walking pace for majority. But I spent an hour on the treadmill, got my 4 miles in, felt really good to be able to do something active, and showered. My first shower was yesterday. That was a little bit challenging just to try and make sure I didn't get the site wet when the stitches wet so they don't loosen up. But everything's all covered up. I put my wife helped me. She's been a great help this whole time. She helped recover it with a new band-aid. The old band-aid was looking really good, not a lot of blood or like leakage or anything like that. So I should be good. I don't think I'll be subject to any type of infections or anything like that. That was the main thing to worry about as far as your bandage covering. And then it should be removed, I believe, in the next couple days. So I will probably get the stitches removed in like at least like maybe 5 to 7 more days. I should have those stitches removed, and hopefully the wound will be healed. For me personally, once that wound is healed, I'm going to really be emphasizing on the physical therapy exercises that I can do for the time being. Now, with that said, like it's also going to be a balancing act of not doing too much, but also being as productive and getting as much physical activity into that area as possible. So I think like maybe even later tonight I might do some exercises with this arm with some dumbbells or something, just to, something light and minimal, just to just stimulate the area so it doesn't subject to like maximum atrophy in that area. I think my game plan is going to be I'm going to train every other area that I can and train this area as much as I can, but train everything else as much as possible so I can just isolate the atrophy to the arm that's not being used. And then once I'm at full strength again, then I can just regain that strength later on. But the everything is kind of going smoothly for now in these first stages, which I would assume would be the hardest. Every day, seems to have some type of improvement. Last night I had a really good amount of sleep, slept during the day a little bit, and slept throughout the night. So I was well rested when I woke up, had plenty of energy. Skipped breakfast. I'm kind of like modifying my diet to like minimal carb, like plant based now, to just try and stay idle as far as like my body composition. I don't want to really add too much more weight, and I don't want to really take in too much carbs and stuff. Just to kind of let my body focus on repairing this and letting everything else kind of be like the fuel supply. So like if I'm eating anything, it's like strictly for fuel purposes, strictly for energy purposes, and making sure I take my collagen supplements and my protein, just to make sure that my body is, has enough resources to do the repair. So it's just a positive update. I know I missed a couple days, but I was kind of like stagnant. It wasn't really, anything to report other than just minor improvements of uh, the little bit of challenges that I was experiencing after surgery, such as sleep. Um, so at night, like I'm able to take my sling off and kind of just, as long as I keep my arms stationary and like supported, I just take the sling off and just let it relax. Like it takes a little bit of toll off my shoulder, because having that strap way down on the shoulder all day, it can get tiring. So it feels good when I do that. Um, Not really experiencing any discomfort. So if you made it this far, hopefully, we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's almost going to be a full week. I got my surgery last Tuesday on the 20th. Tomorrow is going to be Tuesday the 27th. So that would be 1 week completed. I consider Wednesday actually being a full week of healing, because the recovery probably doesn't begin until the next, day of that, at least the afternoon after the surgery took place. But so I'm almost there. I know my goal was to just get through the first 2 weeks, and I'm just very grateful that it's going so well so far. I'm feeling great energetically, mentally. I'm just trying to focus on healing. I'm not even stressing about not being able to skateboard, which is how I had this injury. And then working, I love working out, but it's going to come. I'm going to do what I can for now. And definitely when we get injured, you can remember that it's an opportunity to like relearn some of the mistakes that you've made before. So I can admit that some of the mistakes I had before was kind of just like being too short-sighted and focused in on like performance and like pushing myself, instead of like taking the recovery phases as seriously as the performance phases. So this is definitely having me focus on that now, the opposite of focus on recovery and setting my body up for success. And it's going really well. Like I'm learning a lot. Like I'm feeling so much better. I didn't realize that like I was in so much pain, like just general pain, and like you know, like my whole body's just very well rested. And it seems like whenever I take on like any type of activity now, like I have more than enough energy. So that was a problem I was facing before. Is like when you're training every day and like performing every day as an athlete, like it takes its toll, and it's like you gotta like really dig deep to get that performance out of yourself. And it's always gonna, that energy, it's not infinite, it's gonna come from somewhere. So unless you're like eating more food and getting more sleep, like you literally cannot do your highest intensity like every single day, day in day out, like how I was doing. So it's just nice to learn that and now realize, going forward, that I have better data that I can work off of to hopefully prevent these types of injuries. So thank you. Everything's going great. I just wanted to let y'all know. If you're facing with this injury, if you're at day one, just bear in there. Once you get to like around day 7, and definitely like around like 2 weeks, you are going to be feeling so much better. So take care of yourself. Stick to whatever plan. I hope you have a plan and stick to the plan, because that plan's going to dig you out of some tough spots. So I'm going to get out of here. Good luck to you, everyone. I love you as human beings, and I'll see you next time.